What if Honda decided to bring back one of its most legendary dirt-eating, trail-blazing machines, but rebuilt for the modern age? What could a 2026 Honda KR500R look like if it had today's tech with the soul of the originals? In this video, we explore that possibility. And stay with me till the end. I've got a surprise feature idea that could make this KR500R more than just a revival. It could set the standard. Welcome back to Z Auto Advisor, where we imagine, review, and debate the bikes we ride and the ones we hope to see. Today we're dreaming a little bit. Let's break down what a 2026 Honda KR500R might be, what it should be, and whether the revival could be worth the wait. To appreciate what could be, we must look back at what was. The KR500R, first introduced in 1979, was a big single-cylinder four-stroke enduro bike, known for toughness, simplicity, and off-road capability. Displacement: 497cc, air-cooled single-cylinder, SOHC, valves. Power around 36 HP, 6500 RPM. Torque about 41 Nm, 500 RPM. Long travel suspension, front travel, 220/40 meter. Tribus 100 modern 98 mm. High ground clearance, 280 mm. Tall seat, rugged frame, chain drive. What riders loved was that raw off-road ability, durability, simplicity, and go-anywhere character. If Honda were to build a 2026 KR500R, here's what it would need to compete while keeping that rugged spirit. Likely a Source 500cc single-cylinder, but with liquid cooling or hybrid cooling, air plus oil, to meet modern emissions and reliability demands. Fuel injection, perhaps ride-by-wire throttle for clean starts, fuel efficiency, and altitude adaptation. Power output boosted over the old 36 HP. Expect as 45-55 HP so that highways don't feel punishing. Torque curve shaped for low to mid RPM usability. A 6-speed gearbox, possibly with an assist or slipper clutch to ease downshifts and reduce fatigue. Chain drive maintained for simplicity and ease of repair, like the original, though possibly with improvements in durability. Long travel front forks, inverted or high-quality conventional, with adjustability, preload, compression, rebound, rear shock and swing arm with modern linkage and adjustability. Wheels, 21-inch front, 18-inch rear with strong spokes, capable of aggressive off-road tires. Improved ground clearance, 300 mm, and seat height perhaps around 920 mm. But slim tank shape and ergonomics to help control. Upgraded disc brakes front and rear, likely large in diameter with modern calipers. Switchable ABS on-off, perhaps off-road mode that lets the rear slide. LED lighting, headlamp tail indicators to improve visibility. Slim but cushioned seat. Ergonomics usable both seated and standing. Basic digital instrumentation, speed, trip, gear indicator, fuel gauge. Modular accessory options, handguards, skid plate, luggage mounts. Here's an estimated spec list based on blending old. KR500R Heritage Plus Modern Editions. Spec category. Estimated value for 2026. KR500R engine. 125cc. Single cylinder. Liquid cooled SOHC or DOHC. 34 valves max power. 50 HP cow. 7,000 RPM. Torque. 50 prinsu. Nimeter. 500 RPM. Transmission 6-speed. Assist in slipper clutch. Front suspension. 45mm inverted fork. 50-280mm travel. Fully adjustable. Rear suspension link-type monoshock. Similar travel. Adjustable. Wheels 21-inch front. 8-inch rear. Spoke to brakes large front disc. 300-320mm. Rear disc. 240-260mm switchable. B-ground clearance. 300mm seat height. 900-920m, but slim ergonomics. Wet. Target around 160-170 kg. To keep agility. Fuel tank capacity, 12.14 L. Possibly optional long-range tank lighting full LED. Rugged mounts, electronics, basic ride modes, streetish off-road, digital dash, maybe traction control. Let's imagine riding this new XR500R through various conditions. Trail, dirt. The long travel suspension and substantial ground clearance make it confident over rocks. Roots, ruts. In low gear, the torque lets you crawl without stalling. Standing on pegs feels good. Lightweight enough to maneuver, but solid enough not to feel fragile. Highway, open roads. With modern power, 50 HP, and tall gearing, one should be able to cruise at 100-120 km/h without feeling totally pinned. Vibration managed via balancing and smooth throttle curve. Wind protection minimal unless fairing accessory added, but functionality over flash. Mixed town, dirt commute. In city traffic might be bulky, especially low speed with high seat height, but manageable for those used to dual sports. Fuel injection helps in starts. LED lighting helps visibility. Adventure touring. With optional accessories, luggage, and maybe extended fuel range, this XR500R could serve as a capable adventure bike. Not as luxurious or large as full adventure class, but lighter, simpler, tougher. Why this XR500R revival would matter and what sets it apart. Heritage. XR500R carries legendary status. Bringing it back gives emotional appeal. Simplicity and reliability. Fewer parts, simpler engine design, chain drive, rugged frame. Easier maintenance in remote locations. Middleweight balance, more power than old 250-300 off-road machines. Less weight and complexity than big adventure or sport bikes. Versatility. Dirt trails, road, light touring. Its competition would likely include modern dual sports size adventure bikes in the 450-600 cc range, like KTM 500 EXC or even CRF 450L if tuned for torque. Your XR500R's niche is raw utility, plus heritage, plus capability. Of course, a revival comes with trade-offs. Seat height and weight. The higher seat and bulk could be intimidating for shorter riders. Fuel capacity versus weight. Bigger tanks add weight. Balancing range without making it heavy is hard. Cost. Modern parts, emissions compliance, manufacturing cost will add to price. Could end up premium versus simpler XR heritage. Comfort. On long highway rides, vibration, wind, and minimal fairing will tire the rider. Here's a surprise proposal that could make the 2026 XR500R more than just a tribute. Rally Exploration Package. An optional long-range fuel tank, 1820L, that retains XR aesthetic. Auxiliary LED lighting built into fairing mount. Factory-fitted skid plate. Crash protection handguards. Possibly semi-active suspension preset for heavier or lighter loads UDA's terrain. This package could allow owners to run it as delivered for serious adventure. Riding without needing aftermarket mods. Here at Z Auto Advisor, I believe a well-designed revival of XR500R could be awesome. If Honda balances modern upgrades with respect to what made the XR500R beloved. Simple, rugged, reliable, off-road capable, and doesn't overburden it with unnecessary weight or cost. It could be one of the most desirable dual sports in its class. It wouldn't be perfect for everyone. Some riders want full electronics, highway shields, big panniers, etc. But for the rider who values reliability, the ability to ride remote roads, dirt and trail, and wants something with soul, this XR500R revival could hit a sweet spot. If you enjoyed this speculative deep dive into the 2026 Honda XR500R, give this video a like, share it with your off-road buddies, and subscribe to Z Auto Advisor so you don't miss it if Honda actually announces something. Also, I want to hear from you. If Honda builds this XR500R, what would you demand? Maximum power? Minimal weight? Tech options? Rally accessories? Drop your idea in the comments below. Let's build our dream XR together.